Citizens First Bank, they've always been a part of our Ladies' Day. We got Heather Farwell in along with Ann West. Thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you for having us.
Good morning.
Yeah, so we want to talk about your community focus. And you just recently had an event that you kind of were in charge of. Talk about that. We had Carrie Donaire was in to talk about it prior to it. How did it go?
It went really, really well. We had a great turnout. I presented along with Randy Meyer from Clinton County Sheriff's Department. We talked about fraud awareness and just the scams that we're seeing, the scams that we know about, the trends, the red flags. We had a group of about 50 people at Imperial Lanes in Comanche, and we talked about the red flags, what to do if you find yourself engaging with the scammer, and just to look, what to look out for.
Are we really seeing a lot more of this?
Unfortunately, yes.
Yeah.
All the time.
And what were some of the questions? What were some of the comments that you heard from the people that were there?
Just, I think, kind of surprised by some of the things that we offer. They all had their own stories to share as well. They had questions about. There were a couple questions about just online security, and we had our senior vice president of IT available to answer questions about that. And yeah, I mean, it was just a lot of I think they were kind of surprised and just like, oh yeah, I've actually had that. And they didn't fall victim to it or like believe anything, but they're like, oh yeah, like there was definitely some light bulbs going off that we saw.
So what are some of the things that we need to look out for?
Something that I kind of summed it up, the presentation at the end, look for the 3 U's, and I think that's probably the best way to just start. So the 3 U's are unexpected, unsolicited, and urgent. So unsolicited just being if a company that you don't engage with or have a relationship with reaches out to you, that's something to be aware of and just be mindful of and think about. And then if it's unexpected, if your quote-unquote bank is shooting you a text message or calling you asking for this information, that's a red flag. And then if it's urgent, another red flag, because scammers know that the more time you have to think and start asking questions yourself, the less likely they are to take your money. So if they're trying to, if they're creating a sense of urgency with you, that's also a red flag. So.
It was great that you had this event, but I would imagine not everybody could make it. So how do you talk to the individuals on something like this?
Well, each scenario is different. It depends on the scam. It depends on whether or not they've already fallen victim to it and given their personal information or sent money somewhere. So every situation is different. We obviously try to be very, just sympathetic with, what's happening. We see romance scams and people are obviously heavily invested in a relationship that they think they're having. So we try to obviously be sympathetic to that. We do loop in Randy Meyer. We will, reach out to him and just ask him to come in too as a third party who, we have this relationship with our customer. And so when Randy steps in, he's very professional and he's still very sincere, but he can be more just like, this is actually what, you are being scammed. And, he can help us out with those conversations too. So.
Listening to you, to me, it's just how interesting the role of a banker has really changed. Heather, you've been involved in banking longer than Ann.
I have.
And primarily was just a place to put your money or to borrow money, but now it is so much more.
Now it has really moved into, I believe, an education piece. Citizens First Bank has always been a relationship type bank where we want to get to know our customers. We want to understand what their goals are. We want to understand what they're looking for, and to have those one-on-one conversations to build that for you, whether it's you're trying to save for retirement, save for college, apply for a loan to help improve your home. So we like to have those kind of conversations about what is the journey you're looking for, and then let's see what we can set up for you. It has definitely transitioned now to protection, to security, to privacy, and just actually more educational pieces on how to meet those goals. So you'll see a lot of that coming throughout this year and moving forward. Educating on fraud it's very important because it's prevalent, it's exponential, it comes very. Ann's right when she's saying urgent. That's definitely the messages that the fraudsters put out there. But in the same respect, we need to cover that, but we also still need to take care of our customers to do what we've always done, and that exceptional customer service, that giving back to this community that's helped us grown to where we've been in the 24 years we've been here.
I can always remember your anniversary because you started on the year 2000.
Exactly.
So that is great. That helps me a lot. And so next year, of course, will be your 25th
That's true.
anniversary. Another thing I like about the Citizens First Bank, you seem so young and vibrant. I mean,
Thank you.
I know Eddie. He's married to my niece, so I know him pretty well. But you know, Steve, I covered him when he was playing high school sports for Comanche, and such good young leadership. Talk about that.
We do have we do have what people would think as a young leadership team, and we do. But a lot of the people that work there have years of banking experience. So they went right into financial or banking, that type of stuff, like right out of college. So we have plenty of people who are long-term bankers. Keith Hook, our executive vice president, he was there at the beginning. He's been in banking forever. I've been in banking for, I'll say 20 years because I did it right out of high school, or right out of college.
Right out of grade school.
But we do. We may seem young, and that could be because we like to look at innovative ideas. Look at innovation to try to help. We want to provide the same type of services that in here in Clinton, Iowa, in our surrounding community, that you could get in a larger city. And that's one of the things we pride ourselves on. We want to make banking easy. We want to make the transactions easy, but we want the relationship. That's why we want to come in and talk to you. We want to find out what you want to do on a personal level, on a business level, retirement level, and I don't know. I think we just serve a young group.
There are just so many different branches now, isn't there, involved in banking? As you talked about, business, personal, education. So many different branches. You just don't walk up to the teller anymore.
Exactly. And we call our website our digital branch because you can bank through our website, through online banking, to make requests. We have live chats. That you can talk if you can't make it into the building, if you can't get to a phone but you're on a computer. We have a lot of different ways to communicate, and we want to put those out there because you have people who work different shifts or can't get to the bank, so we try to make it as easy as possible for our customers.
Kind of getting back to the fraud thing, and so many things are available now online that you can do. Does that open it up to some more fraud at all, Ann?
Does it open up to more fraud?
If you're doing something online and if you do something wrong, what happens then?
And there's so many things you can do online. So,
Yeah.
Just shopping online, you're exposing yourself a little bit. You have to trust, and I guess when I think shopping online, we're talking about, when your debit or credit card is compromised, and that happens every day. I promise you, we deal with that every single day. And thankfully, there's regulations in place that, protect consumers and address that kind of stuff. There are regulations and certain practices and measures that can be taken to protect consumers when they are shopping online. Our online branch is obviously very secure and safe. It has to be. Yes, people can open themselves up to fraud. Social media is a big thing that we're seeing.
Yes,
people
it is.
having public profiles and adding people they don't know.
Answering those survey questions.
Answering
that you
the
have
survey
fun
questions.
With, but you're actually disclosing some personal information about
Yep.
yourself.
Yep. We see so many of those for Valentine's Day, and they're really sweet, to learn that kind of stuff about your friends, but you're putting that information out there, and that means that other people, the wrong type of person, can see it too. And if they're trying to scam you or steal your identity, they're building up this profile, and they're taking that information, and they're finding out what your anniversary date is. And so, there's just things that people need to be more conscientious of, and that's why we want to get out in the community and educate people, because again, we deal with this every single day, and so if we can help our community by educating them, that just makes everything better.
Again, we're talking with Citizens First Bank. Heather and Ann are in. We're getting a check of the weather. They got a great song picked out. That's coming up in the next segment.
It's a superstorm. Unique and More, the place you must check out, has thousands and thousands of vinyl records, thousands and thousands of CDs, thousands and thousands of DVDs and Blu-rays, a very large selection of Funko Pops, Hot Wheels, Matchbox, and NASCARs, thousands and thousands of comics and action figures, a very large selection of video games to include Xbox 360 games, Xbox One games, PS1 games, PS2, 3, and 4 games, Wii games, DS games, and vintage games, thousands and thousands of signs and knives, and so much more to see, with more coming in every day. You'll not leave disappointed. Unique and More, your buy, sell, and trade store, 700 South 2nd Street in Clinton.
It's time now on KROS for the Storm Track 8 weather forecast, brought to you by ServiceMaster.
Winter chill will be easing today, though it's still going to be breezy. At least we've got mostly sunny skies back, and we'll see temperatures into the low 50s this afternoon. Tonight, partly cloudy, not as cold. We'll drop to 30. And for Friday, a little further into the 50s with partly cloudy skies. Mid-50s are likely. With your Storm Track 8 forecast, I'm meteorologist Andrew Stutzky.
Currently, we have sunny skies and a temperature of 32 degrees. Winds are out of the south at 10 miles per hour. This weather report on KROS has been brought to you by ServiceMaster.
When disaster strikes, ServiceMaster at 215 4th Avenue South in Clinton is here to help. Here's owner Michael Armstrong.
We do a tremendous amount of disaster restorations. We deal with almost every single day.
Do you have regular business hours?
Yes, Monday through Friday, 8 to 4:30. The vast majority of our work is disaster, so 24-hour service. Whenever you need us, we'll be there to help you.
For water, fire, and smoke damage, mold remediation, and other specialty cleaning, call ServiceMaster of Clinton at 563-242-0724.
It's a relocation auction this Saturday, March 2nd for Evelyn Stingley at the Tipton Auction House. Doors open at 9 a.m. Auction starts at 10 a.m. Auction items include household items, lawn furniture, Craftsman tools, dressers, twin beds, plus much, much more. For complete listing and pictures, go to TiptonAuctionService.net or Auction Zip Auctioneer number 3815. Tipton Auction Service, just north of Thompson, Illinois at 3001 Route 84.
We are visiting. We were talking a little bit about Central Illinois. I got started in radio at Taylorville, Illinois, and Heather's from Taylorville, Ann's from the Champaign area.
Yep.
And the thing that got me was how flat it is down there. I had all of the outlying area for the radio station, and I could see the elevator that would be like 10 miles away, and I go, well, that's my next stop. So it was just really flat.
It's not very exciting. Lots of cornfields.
Lots of
and
cornfields, bean
farmland.
fields, a lot of
I
farmland.
feel like once you get to, Peoria, I think you start to see the hills.
With the river. Mhm.
Yep, the interstate goes up a little bit,
And
for
coal.
change.
There's some coal.
Yes,
There is
there
coal
is.
down
Yeah,
there.
Yes, there is.
And I noticed a lot of horses.
There's a lot of horses.
There's a lot of horse ranches down there.
Yeah.
Anyway, CFB Youth Savings Account. It's
Yeah.
hard to say CFB.
Well, it's
It is for me.
It is for, well, he's our mascot. He is a bee for our CFB
Yeah,
Youth Savings
we have a
account.
hive of bees.
We have a hive of bees. And it's something that we introduced in December to the community, and we really wanted to have a youth product that we could help them begin their financial journey. So it's very fun, it's very easy to come in to start saving, and that's the goal for us. That it also rolls into our financial education. So we're really trying to start them young so that they understand, because kids now, preteens understand what a debit card is. Preteens understand, cell phones. They bring them to you. I want to do this app. So teaching them earlier is what we feel is a smart thing to do, and we have some other fun things planned for our whole youths coming in several months.
Yeah.
So what are some of those plans? Can you divulge those?
Can we
I don't
divulge
know.
those?
Can we divulge them?
Yes, sure, of course we
Let's
can
share a
divulge
little
them.
bit.
Okay.
We're actually going to be rolling out a youth teen checking account that has its own debit card. And we are going to restrict the debit card on certain types of transactions, lower limits, and we're going to have it tied to the parents so the parents can help monitor the account. And we're going to really set it up with the parent and youth in mind. We want the parents to help make those decisions. What do you want your child to have? What do you want them to learn? And we're going to take that piece and we're going to help them with it. We've, for the last couple of years, Citizens First Bank has joined with JA, and we've been teaching financial literacy with the 7th grade in the middle school. So we've been doing that for several years. Anna and I are two that do it, and we get a lot out of it, and the kids ask a lot of questions. So that was part of our idea of what do we need to do as a bank to help educate the youth in the area. So it actually has been a very fun project. And we're really excited in the next couple of months that we'll be able to roll out more for the youth in town.
I think it's great that you get out into the schools.
Yes. Yep.
Talk about that experience.
It's part of our community outreach, and we at Citizens First believe that it's super important. I mean, we are the experts when it comes to banking. This is what we do, and educating more people on all things banking, not just fraud awareness, but financial literacy to the youth in our communities, and then even how to prepare to buy your own home someday, and all those different pieces. So it's our responsibility to educate our community on that, so we can be wonderful financial partners. That's our goal.
So when you're out there, you see some of these young people, you say, well, this one's probably going to be a banker one of these days.
I've had that a couple times.
Can you point them out? Yeah.
In 10 years, maybe come chit chat with me.
And I think they're surprised when they learn that it's not just cash handling. It's not money. We have a whole IT division. We have a fraud division. We have an investment division. We're a huge lending source in town. So it's nice to be able to explain it's not just counting money. It's not just, writing checks. There's so much more to banking now.
Oh, yeah. And you guys picked out a great song. Who's going to introduce it?
Do you want to introduce it?
I will happy to introduce
it.
We have picked out Fast Car and it's the collaboration with Tracy Chapman and Luke Combs. And we really felt that it was appropriate because we at Citizens like to collaborate across all genres, and we loved that these two artists bridged their talents together for this song.
And their generations.
Yep.
Fast car. I want to get to anywhere. Maybe we make a deal. Maybe together we can get somewhere. Any place is better. Starting from zero, got nothing to lose. Maybe we'll make something. Me, myself, I got nothing to prove.
You got a fast car, and I got a plan. Inside of here, been working at the convenience store. Managed to save just a little bit of money. Won't have to drive too far, just across the border and into the city. And you and I can both get a job. Finally see what it means to be living.
My old man's got a problem. Here with the bottle, that's the way it is. He says his body's too old for working. His body's too young to look like his. My mama went off and left him. She wanted more from life than he could give. I say, somebody's got to take care of him. So I quit school and that's what I did.
You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so we can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight, I'll live or die this way.
I remember when we were driving in your car. Speed so fast, I felt like I was gone. City lights lay out before us. Your arm felt nice right around my shoulder, and I had a feeling that I belong. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone.
Got a fast car. We go cruising, entertain ourselves. Still ain't got a job. So work in the market is a checkout girl. I know things will get better. You'll find work and I'll get promoted and we'll move out of the shelter. Buy a bigger house, live in the suburbs. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Streets so fast, I felt like I was wrong. City lights lay out before us, and your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder, and I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. I got a job that pays all our bills. Stay out drinking late at the bar. So for your friends and you do your kids. I'd always hope for better. But maybe together, you and me find it. I got no plans, I ain't going nowhere. Take your best car and keep on driving. So I remember when we were driving in your car. Fast, I felt like I was gone. City lights lay out before me. Your arm felt nice wrapped around my shoulder, and I had a feeling that I belonged. I had a feeling I could be someone, be someone, be someone. You got a fast car. Is it fast enough so you can fly away? We gotta make a decision. Leave tonight or live and die this way.
Great song. Great guests in right now from Citizens First Bank, Heather and Ann. We're going to wrap things up, talk about positive pay.
Yes, this one I'm going to take.
Yeah,
so
please do.
Positive Pay is one of our business banking tools, and it's primarily an online tool that you'll use for fraud prevention, and it's really there to check checks that you have or have not written. And we also have it tied to our teller system. So we're really pushing that right now with our business customers, because that's part of our education and fraud protection for them as well, because our own business customers get hit with fraud. And a lot of them still use checks to pay vendors, or using ACH, was the electronic payment with vendors. And that's what this tool does, is it helps check to make sure they originated that check or they originated that electronic transaction. And it's one of those unfortunate things. I mean, fraud is just prevalent right now, and we feel that it is our role to have the right tools for our customers. And this is one of them that we use for our business group. So it's been beneficial to them. And it's easy to install, it's easy to explain, and we're happy that we're able to provide that service.
That is a great service. Of course, on Ladies' Day and on our Men's Day, we have so many local business owners that come in. So I would imagine they really appreciate something like this.
They do. And we go out, what we do is we go out and we visit with them, we demo it, we explain what it is, then we help them set it up. And then we work with them for the first week or two just to make sure they're comfortable understanding how to use the system, and sometimes it just takes a day. So we're happy that we're able to do that, and we know that our customers appreciate it.
I would think so. Ann, do you enjoy working with business owners?
I do. I do. I mean, we have some wonderful customers at Citizens First, and I think they're very grateful for the products and services that we offer. It's been fun getting to know them. I've only been with the bank a short time, but it's been a lot of fun getting to know them.
Okay. Now, you guys got a business after 5 coming up, don't you?
We do in March. Yes, we do. And we're very excited about it. And it's going to be a way for us to introduce, for some people who haven't seen our new branch, or our expanded branch. It's been there for quite a bit of time, but we want to open it up to business owners. So it's from 5 to 7. And it's at our main branch at Lincoln Way, 1442 Lincoln Way. So we're very excited about it. And we want all the businesses to come and socialize and network.
I know you guys do a lot in the community. Of course, there'll be parades coming up. You guys always get heavily involved with the 4th of July parade. And
do.
what about you? I mean, do you guys, what interest do you have outside of the bank? What interest do you have?
Outside of the bank, okay, so I love to cook, I love to bake, and
Okay.
I love to be outdoors. Hiking is one of the, I like to be in nature. I know that's one of the things Ann and I share.
Yep.
I like to be outdoors, just because, I don't know, it's something about being outside in the sunshine just makes everything much brighter.
Yeah, well, we got some sunshine
Yes,
today.
we do.
You got any hobbies?
Do I have any hobbies? Being outdoors. Yeah, that's definitely. I love the outdoors, being outside. I have 2 little kids, so playing with them, chasing them around. I practice yoga, so I enjoy doing that on a regular basis as well.
That's good. And you're
Hanging out
telling-
with the hubs.
Well, there you go. And you got 2 that are going to be in high school?
I do. We just set their freshman schedule. They're looking forward to it. So yes, very close. We'll get them into Clinton High.
There you go. Hey, thank you both for coming in.
Thanks for
Appreciate
having
it.
us.
Very
This was
much.
fun.
Thanks for doing this.
Again, coming up next will be Regency. April will be joining me in studio. It's 10 o'clock. You're in tune to KROS, Clinton, Iowa.
This is CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Steve Kathan. The Pentagon chief under fire as he appears before Congress for the first time since his health issues that for a while were kept secret. CBS's Cammie McCormick has more on what Lloyd Austin had to say.
I want to be very clear. There was never any lapse in authorities or in